Well, hello everyone, and welcome once again to our show called This Month at the Career Center. That is the Fall River Career Center. And I certainly want to thank everyone for keeping us up to date with what's going on with you, because the last show was very good. We've heard from you. People have called, people have come in, people have inquired about our services, so I'd have to say that that was a very positive thing. We certainly want this show to be one where people take action and are able to go and do something, whether it's for themselves or their family members, or someone that they know that may be looking for a job, or maybe looking to connect with an employer, or maybe be looking to gather some more skills. So we really do appreciate your feedback. And at any time, please do so. I want to highlight our phone number for general purposes. 508-730-5000 is our general number. And we're open from 8:30 to 5 every day from Monday through Friday, and at the 446 North Main address at the Career Center. So today we have some special guests, and we always appreciate the employer community working with us. It is one of the staples of what we need to do in our community, and I really do want to thank each one of our guests here today, because without them we wouldn't be able to put people to work or hire people, and it's a valuable piece. And the relationships that we build over time in our community, both with the job seekers as well as with the employers, are what hopefully will make us better in our community as a whole. So I want to first introduce Dr. Martin Fogel from Primacare. Dr. Fogel, thank you very much for being here today. He is the Chief Medical Officer, and certainly a very big part of our community is certainly in the medical field, large sector that hires people through the entire year. So, Dr. Fogel, thank you very much for coming. What can you tell me about Primacare and what's going on with Primacare at this particular moment in time?
First, Joe, let me thank you for the opportunity to be here, and Kim Frank, the Fall River Career Center, and BCC. You know, it's interesting. I'm asked fairly frequently to talk about Primacare and describe what Primacare is, but for this purpose and for this audience, I've kind of chosen a different way to do it. So I'm going to, with my visuals here, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Primacare.
Great. We like thinking out of the box and doing different things, so that's great.
I've boiled down to a very simple equation, actually. 95,000, 90, and 503. Let me go back through these things.
Okay.
95,000 is a number of people that we take care of in Fall River and the surrounding areas. So this is you and your family and your neighbors. So that's the big number.
I'm one of those, so
okay.
You know, I do appreciate that. Okay. You very much your services. So yes.
So you're part of that.
I'm part of that 95,000. Yes, indeed.
This is the part that many people would recognize as Primacare. This is 90. We have 90 physicians. We actually have nurse practitioners and PAs, physician assistants, but 90 is the smaller number that most people would recognize. But this is, for this audience, probably the most important number. This is 503. These are the people that you may not see every time you come to the doctor, but we have 503 employees that aren't the physicians who are there, part of Primacare, to do their jobs, to take care of you. And those are the ones that I'd like to speak mostly about today.
Absolutely. A perfect audience, of course. So please do. What kinds of positions are those types of positions?
Remember what it's like when you come to the doctor. The purpose is to sit with the doctor and talk about whatever you need to talk about. But there are people in Primacare that range from the person who greets you at the front door to any one of a number of technicians who work in our laboratory, drawing blood, running tests. We have an entire X-ray department that have technologists, clerical people, filing people, scheduling people, almost a countless number, but it's about 503 right now. Every office behind the scenes has a whole group of people that range from the person who greets you at the door, the person who does the scheduling, and we have medical assistants, we have nurses, we have nurse practitioners, so it really runs the whole gamut. And there's many more people than you would imagine.
Yes, I can see that, and certainly I know from my experiences going to the doctor, it's always very difficult because you're there. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm a little bit nervous when I go to the doctor, so I'm always well taken care of. But people that take blood, people that take your blood pressure, and certainly all the medical records that go along with that. So you have to have people that are very attentive to detail, that are committed to working in that environment, that have gone to school and have gotten some skills in the types of jobs that they're looking for, that are going to be helpful in serving people, I think, because when people go to a doctor, it's usually because they have a, a need, and that's foremost, and I think, in everybody's mind. So what are some of the positions that people could apply for at Primacare during the month of December, as an example?
Okay, with 503 employees and a production quite that big, we're almost always hiring, and we're interested in talking to anybody really at any time of year, including December.
Right.
And the kind of people that we're looking for really run the gamut. It's people who already have skills, who would like to perhaps learn a new skill or buff up on the skills that they already have. But above all, it's people who want to do this kind of work, who do well with other people, who have a caring attitude, and who want to do better themselves. Most of our employees are local. These are people who you know and that you have probably dealt with through your entire life, but these are people who want to work with others, work in a medical environment. Some of them really haven't had any type of medical training, but that's where the relationship with the Career Center and BCC comes in.
Training is very important. We've done a lot of work, obviously, with Bristol Community College and in the health field as well. So the training aspect is very important for your field.
Absolutely.
Is there chances for advancement within, so someone could start off in some field and then basically go on to something else? What are the chances for getting in the door and then advancing within Primacare?
That's frequently what happens. People will come in with just the earliest of skills. They'll work with us. They'll see what else is possible. And most people don't really understand the complexity of what happens in a big medical practice. But once you're comfortable in that environment and you have your initial skills, it only takes a little bit more training before you can move up the ladder within your division or see what else is available somewhere else within Primacare.
Tremendous. Thank you very much, Dr. Fogel.
Sure.
For anyone out there, certainly, please, if you wish to avail yourself of any opportunity, you can contact us at the Career Center or certainly Primacare, and make sure that you tell us what you're looking for, and we'll try to make a connection for you. At the Career Center, we try to make sure you get to see employers, not just applications, phones, conversations, faxes, etc. We try to get you in front of employers, which is what people tell us is the most important thing, and we know. So going on to our next guest today, we have Cynthia Green, who is the auto damage supervisor for, it sounds like an insurance company. So yes, it is. It's Geico Insurance. So Geico Insurance, and everybody's heard the commercials, I'm sure. I know I know about the 15-minute thing. Yeah. So I really do. Exactly. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
What can you tell us about Geico in our area, and certainly your involvement with the Career Center, and to reach out to the people at our audience who are looking to maybe connect with you going forward?
Okay. So Geico is looking for auto damage adjusters in the area. We have been working with Kim in the Career Center. We've been involved with job fairs, and she's been helping us with recruitment. It's been pretty instrumental. We've had a great deal of success. We hired someone from the last job fair who was actually a local from Fall River, and we are looking for basically motivated people who are interested in auto damage. They would be going out to homes and shops and writing estimates on cars and motorcycles, dealing with customers, so someone who has the priority of customer service, and someone who's self-managed. They would be almost working independently and setting up their own schedule. So it kind of takes the right person. Some of it's inside, some of it is outside in the elements. So it's something to keep in mind. And yeah, so someone that...
Yeah, I can see that. And you said something very important, I think, customer service. All of the employers, that's a basis for dealing with people. People want to know that they're being taken care of in whatever their issue is. Whether it's at a doctor's office or a hospital, or certainly looking for insurance or having an accident that needs to be taken care of, the customer service piece is very, very important. How do you go about assessing that when people come to you? Is there anything that they do they can say, I'm a great customer service person? How do you know that?
Well, we do have a pretty lengthy hiring process. There's an initial assessment, there's the interview, and then there's an assessment which is done in person, and it kind of gauges their they're handling the job. It's in person on the phone, and that really kind of hones in on the customer service aspect. So, and that's really our priority, is just making sure that our customers are delighted with our service. So, you know, it is going to take someone that is empathetic and keeps in mind that, you know, our customers have suffered a loss. So, you know, someone that's patient and, like I said, just really focused on getting this person back in their vehicle and helping them out.
I know for an employer that also conducts an informal interview process through the phone, where they have them call the employer, and they assess how the person communicates over the phone. Their tone, the way they communicate, the language they use, how they're trying to get to the point, how they greet and how they end. All of those things are extremely important, and I'm sure that you also use those as well.
Exactly.
So if somebody wanted to apply for Geico, how would they do it? Would they come to the Career Center? Would they go to your place? Would they go on a website? How would you?
Either way, they could come to the Career Center and you guys could assist them, or they can go to geico.com. So either way.
At the Career Center, we interact with the employers and certainly with Geico to make sure that the application process is done, that you have all the tools available to do the application, whether it be computers, faxes, phones. Our staff is there to help people through that process, and also to highlight some of the ancillary services that are important. A workshop for resume writing, a workshop for interviewing processes. Sometimes it's a computer skill that you may need, so we have a computer lab that's available for people to learn some basic skills in computing, or to maybe just get that skill set that they're missing. People usually feel very comfortable about one particular type of computer operations, but not necessarily about another. So this is a great thing to do. Through this whole show, I just want to make sure people feel very comfortable about coming to the Career Center and using the Career Center as their office. Establish a working relationship with our staff. It's a very busy place, so if you've been down there or haven't been down, you'll see that it's a very, very busy place. But we want to make sure that you know your being there is very important to your success. We know that it's not just one thing that's going to get you hired. It could be a multitude of things all in conjunction. So thank you very much, Cynthia, for coming in, and we look forward to working with you in the future.
I appreciate it.
It's about relationships with employers, and as Dr. Fogel said before, it's not just in the month of December, it's during the entire year. This show will air in the month of December, but it's the relationships that we establish with employers over the entire year that will make a difference in our area. So going on to our next guest, we have Eileen Wheeler-Sheehan, who is the president of Able Associates. And Eileen is someone that I've known for a great long time. I've had a great working relationship with Able Associates. Thank you for coming in. What can you tell us about Able Associates at this point?
Well, I want to say that we've been a member of the community, and we've worked very well and closely with the Career Center for 25 years.
Exactly.
And something that Dr. Fogel may not know is that we moved recently, and we are tenants in
That's
Primacare.
Easily accessible. Thank you.
That's excellent.
Very, very, very easily accessible. I want to thank you for allowing me to be here, because I think so many people don't know what they need to do to find a job. And the Career Center has been incredibly useful on several different points. And I want to mention one person. I hope I don't insult other people.
No, not at all. Please do so.
Anne-Marie Borges has been an absolute treasure in terms of locating people, suggesting to people that they apply, getting our hot jobs out. So the employers can use so many services that they may not know, but also we send people to the Career Center oftentimes to use the computer. There's almost no company, including ours, that doesn't have an online application or an ability to send a resume in. So there are so many services that the Career Center can and does do for us and for other people. And I want to mention one other thing. We're a little different from the Career Center because we actually employ people at the behest of the supervisors. So we're a matchmaker like the Career Center, but we're also an employer, and a fairly large employer. And the bulk of what we do is called temp to hire, which means foot in the door. And when I was listening to Dr. Fogel, there is a whole process of growing your career through proving yourself. And what it often takes is getting your foot in the right door. And so really that's what a temp to hire situation, and sometimes even temporary situations. And I'll be quiet now.
No, no, please, no. This is your time. We want to make sure you highlight everything that you can about Able Associates. I think that's a very important strategy for people to consider. Traditionally, you wanted to get a job that basically just full-time benefits, et cetera.
And you'd stay there till you retire.
You stay there till you retire. The situation is different over the years, as we know. Outside sources beyond our control, economies, global, et cetera. But as a strategy for a job seeker to take that opportunity would attempt a perm job to prove yourself and to get in the door may be worthwhile for people to consider. So it's up to you, of course, but that I know has worked. We've had people that have come back and told us exactly what's happened and how they've been able to get in the door and get better position and get full-time position and get what they wanted eventually. It's the nature of our economy in these days. So we want to certainly highlight as a strategy, and we want to do our part with that. Again, I want to talk a little bit about the job fairs that you attend with us all the time. Very difficult. You have 500 people, maybe 60 employers. Traditionally, we hold 2 a year. So when you're sitting there as an employer and you have a number of people in front of you, what are you looking for? And I guess I want to ask the folks at home to understand what it is that you need to do when you're presenting yourself to an employer for the first time. So Eileen, can you talk a little bit about that?
I could talk a lot.
I thought so.
So you have maybe 5 seconds to create an impression. So it behooves you to come dressed as if you were trying to go to work and impress somebody. It behooves you to have a resume or something in writing that you can leave behind, because we form a quick impression of you in the job fair, and we write some notes about you on the back of your resume or a piece of paper, and sometimes we invite you to come on back into the office later. But we need to be able to form some idea of how we might be able to use you or not from that very quick first impression. So people can't say anything, I'll do anything, or I'm desperate. They need to put their best foot forward. Every one of us has skills, and if we think we're worthy of being hired, we need to be able to put that out there really quickly for the employer, for me.
I have to talk a little bit about the last job fair because I was so impressed with this. We had a number of students that were coming in to see us. We brought them in from the school because they were graduating. They were going to look at the employers. And I know that our staff did a lot of work with them ahead of time. And one young man came up to me and I shook his hand and he said, how's my handshake? How's my handshake? Am I doing it right?
Beautiful.
I said, you're going to get a job out of this. No doubt about it. That's, a handshake is very important. Eye-to-eye communication, your intent, your attitude, all of those things are crucial. So thank you for sharing that with us. And I hope it's of help to the people at home, and maybe it encourages you to be more positive and certainly be prepared to do something to find employment, whether it's for yourself, a family member, or someone that you know. Thank you. And so now Kim Frank is here with us, our business services representative. And Kim's responsibility is to interact with the employers, to let them know all of the great and wonderful things that we can do at the Career Center. So Kim, what's going on with you these days?
Where should I begin? Well, first I'd like to thank our guests for being here. Dr. Fogel, I can't say enough about Primacare. They've been wonderful through the years to work with. We really appreciate the business. Again, I just want to kind of reiterate what I had gone into the last show we had. The Career Center does not only have one customer. The Career Center has 2 customer bases. We have the job seekers and we have the employers. And it's very, very important from both accounts that we make a good match. We want to make sure that we're getting the best quality candidate for the best jobs. We want to make sure that they're being hired to retire. We want to make sure that it's a nice long relationship between both. So in order to do that, it takes many folks, the BSRs, to get out on the road and meet and greet daily with local employers. Many employers don't know the services that we provide. And when you're meeting with them, they're surprised in a lot of accounts because they didn't know anything about what we have to offer. And the nice thing about the Career Center, Joe, is we are 100% free of charge.
No cost?
No cost, zero cost.
I did that the last time. People commented on the last time and they said, you guys did a good job of that. So let me just make sure. Did you say no cost to business?
Absolutely, 100% free of charge to all job seekers and employers.
And employers, job seekers and employers.
Absolutely.
It's an extension of the employer's HR department at no cost to them. So that's one of our major customers. The other one is the job seeker. So if we can't help you find a job with Able Associates or maybe with Geico, maybe with Primacare or other companies, we'll look for other companies that you can connect with. If you need some skills training, we'll try to help with that. If you need some brush up on skills, we'll try to help with that. You need a workshop to maybe get you prepared for that interview, we can help you with that. So we can fill in all the gaps and make you much more prepared. So that's always a good thing. So Kim, I didn't mean to, you said one thing which is very important, Eileen, before. You mentioned Ann Borges, which is, she's a great person. We have a lot of great people, but could you talk about what we do with an employer in terms of assigning a staff
Absolutely.
person?
Absolutely. It's very important to make sure that we continue a good relationship with our employers. Once we reach out to you, and as Joe mentioned, we have several staff members that do meet with employers on a daily basis, whether it's by phone, in person. Ann Borges, in fact, I have to give a big prop to because she's fabulous with employers. She really does go 100% out of her way to make sure that the employers are getting exactly what they need. So, hats off to Ann. She does a great job with that. But it's very, very, very important for us to attain a nice relationship so that we can pre-screen for the employers. We handle the account from the beginning to infinity and beyond, so to speak.
But you get assigned one person. So
One
whoever
person.
it is,
That's
that
right.
person is your contact. So when
That's right.
when you connect with the Career Center, you connect with one staff person. That staff person actually puts me to work a lot, So Joe, this employer needs this. Joe, this employer needs that. Absolutely, we'll make it happen.
Absolutely.
So and that customer service makes it easier, so you don't have 10 people calling you, and you can always call one person. Very
Absolutely. So we do provide many different services to employers, and of course we go on priority of the employer. Many employers today are inundated with resumes. Many employers feel, we just need a little bit of help, a little assistance with our hiring process. So again, Mr. Vienna, not to reiterate again, but I just want to repeat that. We are an extension of your HR department. Any way we can help the employer, we will make sure that we accommodate to the fullest of our of our capabilities. So
You got
again,
a list there?
I do have a list.
We had one last time.
I do have a
she
list.
had the last show, and the people commented on that. It was kind of funny because they said she had 7 things, and I had 10. So we'll see how many she can come up with this time.
We'll just have to see. But again, I just want to mention to you, we have a variety of services. So, if there is an employer or job seeker out there that needs some assistance, I urge you to get down to the Career Center or give us a call. Our number is provided. You can reach us at 508-730-5000 and ask for myself, or anyone on staff would be able to provide some assistance to you and kind of point you to the right direction. Well, let's see. Where should I start with my list, Mr. Vienna?
I don't know. It
Let's see.
looks like you have a lot there.
First and foremost, to go back to what Eileen was mentioning about your first impression. Your first impression is a lasting impression. That is the most important, because a first impression only comes once in a lifetime. You remember the first time you meet someone, you remember the first conversation you had with someone. So it's very, very important that not only are you dressed properly, your body language says a lot. So we need to discuss, how important that is. Your confidence level. It's great to be confident. You don't want to be overly confident, but no one wants to be Debbie Downer. You have to be excited about looking for work.
Right.
You have to be excited about your future opportunities. And with the employers that we work with on a daily basis, it's fabulous. So enthusiasm, very important. Strong communication skills, great customer service skills, marketing savvy, self-awareness, be aware of your presence and your body language, the will to do what you need to do. And many, many more, but I don't want Mr. Vienna to be uncomfortable with my
No, that sounds like
15
about...
to-do lists.
No, I counted 5. I counted 5, but that's okay because I've got 6.
Oh, boy.
All right. So as you've heard from all our employers, certainly it's all up to you. It really is. It's up to you to take some action. We're there to help. Our employers are here. You're looking to hire. Avail yourself of that. Come down to the Career Center. Say hello to our staff. Get to know the place, etc. So a couple of things from job seekers, okay? We have a hot jobs list that we tout very highly. And you can ask for that hot jobs list at any time, 508-730-5000. As a matter of fact, if you stay on after the show in a few minutes, you'll be able to see this week's hot jobs list that we make sure we communicate to as many people as possible. I take great pride in that because I compile that list. I put that together myself because I like to see the types of jobs that are coming into the Career Center, and we get them from the surrounding area. It could be be done by our job seekers. It could be done by our employers, by our staff, from any number of entities that want to hire people. We look for the ones that are most appropriate for our region. So we do a lot of the work ahead of time for you. And we want to make sure that you do that. So at the end of the show, stick around. I think you'll like that. I want to highlight the fact that we have workshops for everybody, interviewing, resume, etc. Be prepared for that interview, right? And then, of course, we have our job club. We're going to be doing things for our computer lab. So our veteran services are very important, and we have some skills training, the National Emergency Grant, which we worked very highly and together with the Mayor's Office to put together for the Bristol Manufacturing Grant. So a lot of things that people can do. So Kim, I want to finish with 6 things. You had 5, I had 6. You know, it's called the 6 Ps. Preparation. Prepare yourself for the job that you're going to get. Notice I didn't say that you're going to try to get. I said prepare yourself for the job that you're going to get. Practice. You need to practice. We've practiced a lot on this, but you need to practice for that opportunity. You need to have your presentation done. Dress for success. Make sure you're right for the job. A powerful interview. Be confident and make sure that you put forth the skill sets that you have. In your post-interview, make a phone call. Send a card, send an email, say thank you, and ponder the position, salary, amounts of money, benefits, etc. Do all of those things and with a positive attitude, forthright, be confident, and all of these things together will hopefully make you a much better candidate for employers are going to pick up on that from you, and that's what they're going to want to say. It's a match. Besides the skill set, it's a match and a fit for their environment. So from the Career Center, I want to say thank you very much for this, for everyone here, for being here, taking your time to be here. But it's well worth it for the people at home, and we all believe in that as we do at the Career Center. So thank you again, and look forward to seeing you next month.